You're awake. Finally. We really pushed the phantasmal focus to its limits.
You were out a long time. We gotta start bringing pillows.
For a second there, I thought... Actually, never mind what I thought. Actually, I thought your soul had been blasted to 1,000 pieces. But I'm happy to be proven wrong. While you were out, I got some clear readings of the Dream Scourge. I've tracked its origin to the center of the living lands, somewhere deep in the untouched wilderness. You've heard of it. Fascinating. Maybe someone knows about this garden of yours. If we find the garden, we can cut off the Dream Scourge at its source. I hesitate to bring it up, but you were muttering while you were out. Had quite a lot to say. Whatever you were communing with, it had a spiritual energy I've encountered before, though only in traces. It must be connected to the Dream Scourge. Perhaps they share a similar origin. Yes, Sapadal. Who are they? What are they to you? Excuse me? Sapadal is a god? But that's impossible. How could we have missed this? A trapped god. Trapped. And you spoke to them through the Adra. Maybe that tells us something. Not the Adra itself, but how it comes together. We've long theorized that all Adra is connected, but that changed when Animancers came to the Living Lands. The Adra here is severed from the rest of Eora, connected only to itself, or so we believe. If Sapadal speaks and works through Adra, then the Living Lands is their prison, their tomb. Now that is a tall order. We know the Dream Scourge is coming from this garden of yours. Maybe Sapadal can help us fight it.
I got a headache just thinking about it, and I'm not the one with the god knocking around in there.
The real question is, where do I start? Doesn't ring a bell, but maybe someone's heard of it before. We'll find the source of the Dream Scourge in the garden, but we have to find the garden first.
Then that's where we start.
Let's return to Fior Mesiverno. Banished or not, maybe I can squeeze a few answers out of my colleagues. Gods, I don't know. The farms, the community, my research, they all depend on animancy. But the Dream Scourge is the end of animancy, the end of the Living Lands as we know it. We should leave this place and its memories. There's nothing more for us here.
Finding a secret entrance and discovering a new god. Not bad for a day's work.
Wait. We smell the musk of war. We hear the clash of steel. No. In the distance. They fade now. Was it a dream?
I lost you for a second there. Something the matter? I don't like the sound of that. Let's go. You take the lead.
Come on, there's a way up those stairs.
What happened? Who did this? The city's under attack. Come, there isn't a moment to waste. We won't learn anything standing here. I just hope Quilici is all right. We should talk. What happened to Fior Mesiverno could have been worse. A lot worse. But that doesn't mean the Living Lands is safe. If anything, it's more dangerous by far. And in my case, it's inevitable. No matter where Animancers go, someone is always trying to kill us. Nothing enrages the gods more than mortals in pursuit of knowledge. Don't worry. I plan to hold the mortals accountable. As many of them as it takes. Listen to me. A failed animancer lashing out at everything in reach. Even with all the tools at my disposal, I couldn't stop the Dream Scourge. And I couldn't save my people. How do I live up to my family's example when I can't even help myself? I do. My parents died pursuing a better future for animancers. I can't let their sacrifice be for nothing. And right now, that's all it is. I have some pondering to do. Let me know if there's anything else.
I see you avoided the carnage. A few of your countrymen, well, let's say they didn't know any better.
You may have beaten us today, but it's only a matter of time before Emerald Stair bends the knee.
Shut up already! Since the two of you are kin, I thought maybe you could help squeeze some information out of him. What we know is this. The Steel Garrote marched on Emerald Stair. We're pretty sure they wanted to set us to the torch.
And you taught them the error of their ways. Well done.
Just doing my job, same as you. What I don't understand is why they came unprepared. Few soldiers, and even fewer supplies. If the Steel Garrote wanted to start a fire, they sure didn't pack a lot of firepower.
That was you?
Well, that's one question down. I'm sure the governor will want to thank you himself. As for our friend here...
It doesn't matter what you do to me. The living lands will be brought to heel.
Now listen, I am a patient man. But if you don't give us some answers, the envoy here is going to rip you in half. I'm not looking forward to cleaning up the mess, so you can help me by telling us what we want to know.
Your threats are wasted, cur. I have nothing to hide. Inquisitor Ludwig gave the order to march on Fior Mesiverno. Emerald Stair's on the precipice of disaster. Crops have failed, the townsfolk are defiant, and it's only gotten worse.
I fail to see how attacking my city helps the situation.
The coast is the only habitable corner in the living lands. We can unite as one people, or let the wilderness take us. What choice do we have? Tradition led this place to its doom. Better that it burn, and the people start again.
That is, without a doubt, the worst justification for a war crime that I have ever heard.
Speaking from experience, people don't usually unite as one after you've attacked their home.
Ludwig tried to hasten the inevitable. Nothing more.
Ah, now that is what I call a thorough confession. What do you want to do with him? As an adherent, I trust you know how to handle it by the book.
Violence is the language of the Steel Garrote. Nothing less will get through to them.
I say throw back the little ones if they're not in a position to do more harm. Besides, he's probably more scared of what'll happen if you don't kill him.
Your call, envoy. I will see to it myself. Too bad the road to Paradise is in bad shape. Our wagon might hit a bump or two.
As much as I want to rip his soul apart, maybe he's more useful to us alive.
But you can't send me back to Ludwig. Don't you know what she does to people who fail her?
I can't wait to find out. See you around, envoy. Thanks again.
Envoy, I owe you my gratitude, and perhaps an apology. They tell me you're the reason our city is standing. You took care of the Steel Garrote before they could cause any serious damage. I can't imagine what it cost you to stand up to the likes of the Steel Garrote, but we won't forget it.
No doubt your Inquisitor is aware of what happened here. You've made a powerful enemy.
I don't think she knows the meaning of the word. As for us, we're still standing, but our enemies have little patience for failure.
We agree on one thing. The Steel Garrote have declared war on the Living Lands.
Call it what you like. This is an invasion of our sovereign territory.
What happened here is no coincidence. Their forces already have an unshakable grip on Paradis. Today marks a notable victory, but we've only bought ourselves time, not salvation. Tell us, what of your research into the Dream Scourge? Assuming our governor wants to hear it.
I may have spoken in haste before.
Pardon?
The very notion that the Dream Scourge had blighted our farms, it was too awful to acknowledge.
Are you being serious right now?
I am. The sanctuary my family built was falling apart on my watch, and I wasn't strong enough to bear it. You must understand. My mother is the Dream Scourge. I hoped against reason that she might recover, but her mind grew as blighted as her lands. To face reality would mean upending my city, throwing order into chaos, and admitting she was truly gone. I'm so sorry, Giata.
Don't waste your apologies on me. This changes nothing between us.
I don't expect your forgiveness, but I will do everything in my power to make this right. Whatever you have to say, I'm ready to hear it.
You want me to do the talking? Very well. The evidence is clear. The Living Lands is on the edge of an ecological disaster, both physically and spiritually. We may know the origin of the Dream Scourge. By following it back to the source, perhaps we can reverse the damage. Now for the bad news. An undiscovered god rests in the heart of this island. Until we know more about its nature, we are powerless to stop it.
But this is madness. When I said I was ready for the truth, I didn't mean... Quilici, tell him it's madness.
Envoy, is it true?
There's no other explanation for the spiritual shift in the Living Lands. Something that slept has awoken. I believe there is still more to learn, but a disturbance on this scale could explain the changes to our ecosystem.
First the Dream Scourge, then the Steel Garrote, and now... What does this god of yours want us to do? Pray?
This is no time for a theological discussion. Our survival hangs on a knife's edge. We can't remain in Emerald Stair.
But we can return someday. Rebuild your father's legacy. We should relocate to Thirdborn. It's the only settlement that can take us all.
No. I say we go to Paradis.
This is madness. It's suicide.
Wrong. It's self-preservation. And my father would have agreed. As long as we are animancers, the adherents will pursue us to the ends of the earth. Instead, we lay low, hide in plain sight, let them believe we're beaten, and bide our time.
While we hide, the Dream Scourge will tear this island apart. At least in Thirdborn, we can practice animancy freely. We can't gamble with our existence. The political climate of the Living Lands is too dangerous.
Thirdborn has its own problems. Paradise is more secure, but it would mean living under a Diran rule. I don't like our options, but that shouldn't stop us from committing to one.
Thirdborn's full of hardy types. Lots of former soldiers and mercenaries. A rough bunch, but good to have at your back. It's also farther from the Steel Garrote's base of operations. That's where I'd make my stand.
We'll be proud to lend our strength to theirs, as Animancers and as fellow expatriates.
I have my misgivings, but you helped my father leave the Republics. I trust you to help us again. What of you, Envoy? Where does the hunt for the Dream Scourge take you next?
Oh, I do.
Yardsley? Don't tell me you are getting swept up in all of this.
Oh, really? You should know better, darling. Any talk of the Akita, and I will appear. If you're looking for the garden, I can probably lead the way. You're already aware that I'm the foremost Akitan scholar in the Living Lands, and...
Godless scholar, my dear. No one outside of academia uses their proper name.
Ah, right. Layman's terms. Thank you, darling. Well, to make a long story short, I think I can lead you to the garden. 30 years of research, and I think the answer lies in a ruin called Naku Kubel, which is in Shatterscarp, so we've got to get there now. Though the city was saved, my research wasn't, which means the Steel Garrote knows just as much as we do. Wait. If they know as much as we do, they know to go to Shatterscarp too. Oh no. I've got to warn Temerity. Meet me in Thirdborn, all right? You can't miss it. It's the only bit of civilization in Shatterscarp, if you can call it that. I'll finish getting ready here and just meet you there.
Ugh, what a whirlwind. God, I love that tiny woman. Oh, a gentleman never tells. She's a feisty one. Almost makes me feel young again.
I am officially putting a stop to this line of questioning. Keep it in the bedroom. For what it's worth, I vouch for Yardsley. She's a good friend, and a bad influence. Right now, we could use both.
There's a gate to the north, which will take you to Shatterscarp. It's guarded by some of our best rangers. I'll make sure they grant you safe passage. May the gods protect you, Envoy. It's clear to me now. There is a threat in the Living Lands, but it is far greater than the Dream Scourge. You came to us for help, but you repaid it tenfold. I don't know how to repay you for thwarting the attack.
What? You'd do this for me? Really?
If I extended the offer, would you come back to us?
I don't know. Not until my business with the Envoy is concluded. And some things would have to change around here.
Understood. So be it. If Giatta is willing to return, then I will allow it. Of course, the final decision is hers, and hers alone. Now, I'm sure you have other matters to attend to in the Living Land, but let me know if you need anything else.
Giada, thank goodness you're all right. We fought back the Steel Garrote, but I fear all we hurt was their pride. They'll come after us again.
At least now we can prepare. You faced oppression before and lived to tell of it.
Yes, but this flavor of oppression is different than it was in ages past. It has an urgency that frightens me.
I'll give the Steel Garrote something to fear.
You give me hope for the future, Envoy. Thank you.
Are you going to be all right?
Thirdborn will be a good home for our people. Anywhere is safer than Emerald Stair.
Yes, but it's you I'm worried about.
I won't lie to you, Giada. War is a young man's game, and this attack has rattled me to my core. I hope that I live long enough to see peace return to the Living Lands. That is all.
There will be peace again. Somehow.
You as well, my friend.
Don't be a stranger. I'm still your apprentice after all.
Oh, I beg to differ. You have taken your education places I cannot follow. Be well, Giata.
They say that the city stands because a stranger came to our defense. Agrasima, godlike. Now, to business. Are you here to collect the bounty? Whose death am I recording? If only we could find a way to coexist with them. But I suppose it is in their nature to oppose innovation. Huh? Nature?
Leave wordplay to the chanters, and don't give up your day job.
From the depths of my soul, I thank you. May their poor souls find peace in their rest. Good. Outlaws living off the hard work of others deserve nothing less. I see. Then the other bounty hunters did not fare so well. I am glad at least to know of their fate. Impressive! I wonder if my theory about her is correct. You would know, wouldn't you? Interesting. Here's hoping I get approved to study the flow of essence into the region's fauna after all this is done. Perfetto! That's all of them! As am I. At last I can turn my attention to more important things. Oh, how I've missed my research. Oh, please take this. It's from my personal collection of essence-infused oddities. I have a feeling you will find it of more use than I would.
Envoy? Gods, I can't believe what's happening around here. Fjord was attacked when we weren't looking. It's a miracle it's still there. Right. I guess we did. Wish we could have done more. At least that's one more town the Steel Garrote failed to burn to the ground. That's something.
I've been meaning to tell you something. Sending my people to Thirdborn. It's a good arrangement. They get a roof over their heads, the city gets animancers, and everyone gets along. For once. The free settlements have enough cultural and ideological differences that we don't always see eye to eye. But when it comes to survival, there is no disagreement. We're in this together. Look, I know you didn't come to this island to help us. And yet you were here when others would have looked away. Despite everything that happened, it means a lot. We all deserve better. But fate decided otherwise. Well, onward to better things. If you need anything, you know where to find me. You want to talk? Let's talk. Yes, and now I have to decide for myself if that's something I want. When he told me to leave, I was heartbroken, but also excited. Some animancers thrive in a structured environment. That's never been my way. Or maybe I never learned to live within its limitations. Who knows? Thank you for speaking to Ignacy on my behalf. Whether or not I choose to return, it matters that I can. Well, my future is in shambles, and I have no idea what to do next. Oh, and my home is under attack by the acolytes of an insane witch god. Apart from that, fine. Truthfully, I'm a bit lost. Leaving Fior Messiverno was supposed to be liberating. We've seen and done incredible things, but I'm no closer to finishing my family's work. The Dream Scourge? Through animancy, I can harness the wild essence of the living lands and put it to good use. But what if I tried, only to have it lash out and destroy me? I'd be no better off than my parents. The Dream Scourge is infecting our Adra, holding back my work. Until I understand it, until I can control it, I can't do anything. I'm useless. Nothing. Let's hope we live long enough to see this garden of yours. Quilici always told me to slow down, to stop and appreciate the land I'm trying so hard to fix. But how can I slow down when I only have one lifetime to get this right? I'll find answers in the garden. For better or worse.
Envoy, it's clear that no matter what happened, these people couldn't stay in Fior. Just not sure you did the right thing. These people won't survive long in a place like Thirdborn. Thirdborn is a rough town. They literally do their business inside the skeleton of a Leviathan. If you thought Paradise's docks were rough, just wait. Plus, they have a nogfish curry that will peel your tongue. Right, changing the subject. Fine. You've been patient enough, I suppose. Right. Solace isn't an easy place to live. The food is stale and meager. The water tastes like steel and old meat. Everyone knows everyone else. No privacy, no silence, no time to yourself. Solace is a walled keep in the harshest region of the lands. Isolated is an understatement. Honestly, all of that was fine. But there was a peculiar kind of silence I didn't love. Huh, you should be a sharpshooter. You keep hitting the target. I have only the faintest memories of my parents, which was fine. I had friends and mentors and trainers and elders. When I asked about my real parents, though, they just told me I was safe now, and that the Wardens were my family. I never knew if my parents were alive or dead. I like to assume that they had died fighting some giant monster in the Tusks, but no one would say. When I asked for more, they changed the subject, like I wasn't worthy of a backstory. I mean, I know the important part. I'm from Solace, for whatever that's worth. My oldest memories are of Solace. My oldest friend is from there. Maybe, maybe not. I've learned to stop worrying about it.
Ah, the Emperor's envoy. I'm glad to see His Majesty is sending more Adirans to settle this untamed land. I am Alfir, a captain in the Steel Garrote under Inquisitor Ludwine. How else should one take one's rank, envoy? This sergeant of the Paradise Militia refuses to discipline his people about lingering near our headquarters. A less charitable woman might suppose that their loitering is intended to aggravate us.
Be reasonable. My militia need to pass this way to go to and from the East Gate. What are they supposed to do? Walk all the way down to the market entrance just to make you feel better?
They do more than simply walk by. They linger here, drinking and talking.
Look, none of us are professional soldiers. We're militia. We all have other jobs to get back to. Of course, we'll stop to have a drink and a laugh with our friends on our way to and from the gate. If the Steel Garrote want to look down their noses at us for our lack of discipline, that's fine. Just stop complaining that we don't take everything as seriously as you joyless lot!
See? This is what I'm talking about. Antagonism, plain and simple. Very well, envoy. Though it would be easier to do my job if there were fewer distractions.
I suppose you'll have to rely on that famous Adiran discipline then. Many thanks, envoy.
You're back. What have you found?
You have our condolences, Master Cartographer. The beauty of Emerald Stair hides the danger at its heart.
Fletcher! Oh, I was sure she would be safe. Her maps were so meticulous. She even made her own ink. Please, keep searching. I'm sure the others will turn up soon. Have you been to the bathhouse? I'm too busy myself, but I'm told it's a taste of old Spirento.
Envoy, an alarming report crossed my desk. One of our agents in Emerald Stair never reported back from his assignment. Well done. Naturally. Fior Merciverno is a problem for Adir, but we have subtler ways of dealing with problems. Some of us do, anyway. Inquisitor Ludwig is not among them. You've done the Empire a great service by carving out one of its many imperfections. I'd call that a job well done. And what a grand part it's been. While you're here, will there be anything else?
Aren't you going to introduce us?
You must be the Animancer I've heard so much about. Every bit as outspoken as your reputation. Ambassador Falshin Heelguard, welcome to our modest embassy.
I wanted to see you for myself. The spider at the center of it all, hiding in his web.
Rest assured, Madame. I'm aware of what happened in Emerald Stair. My job is to prevent hostilities, not to provoke them.
We have nothing more to say to each other.
Envoy, need I remind you that traveling with an Animancer could be hazardous to your life, your very soul. Fair enough, but you might find reason to care when the Inquisitor learns of this. And she will, though not from me. But enough about unpleasant matters. Will there be anything else? The courtesan? Interesting. I had my theories about a certain shipment of herbs. Let us also say that I know why and how these herbs are being used. And I assume you figured it out as well. Do you object? Shrewd thinking, Envoy. Maybe you should be ambassador. So be it. I can't openly support Juliana's establishment, but I will pass along what funding I can. A rounding error in our books. Feel free to let her know the good news, but do try to keep my name out of it.
What do you want? Quickly! I have an audience waiting for me. Everything! This performance is a nightmare! My friends thought it'd be funny to get roaring drunk last night. Only one showed up today, and he was in no shape to perform. They've all gathered out there, and I don't have a show to give them. I can't play every part myself. I just can't. I suppose they wouldn't object to a one-man show? The question is, which one? I've only memorized a few. I could do Beltramo's Lament, or the Deerwood Tree, or maybe the May Queen's Conquest. All right, if you insist. Thank you again, my friend. Now to go out and face them.
Good. You made it back. Wait, is that star metal? Abaddon's arse, this stuff is rare. I'd love to make something with it, but I'd be afraid of ruining it. I can't think of anybody else in Paradise who could either. Who knows? Maybe there's a blacksmith in another city who can help. Well, if I were a betting girl, I'd wager one of the smiths in Solace Keep could work with it. Good luck getting inside, though. Or surviving the journey there.
Look, there's the Imperial Envoy. Maybe he can set you straight.
Ah, Envoy. Excuse us. You can go inside, though. Thank you, but no. I've made up my mind.
Halden, or Hal, as he's going by now, has been personally asked to return to the Steel Garrote, but he keeps turning it down.
I was a good soldier. I did my duty. I'm not fighting under Ludwig again, and that's final. I know better now. I'll always be a Diran, but whatever the Inquisitor is hunting in Wodika's name, that is not me.
The Inquisitor wants to keep this place safe for Adiran citizens.
I can't believe they're still feeding you that. You'll come around someday.
The Inquisitor won't be happy.
Well, that's not my problem anymore, is it?
Word on the street is you confronted your killer. I'm glad to see you survived, though I can't say I approve. Giada? Giada Castell? Why, it's been ages. How are you?
In truth, I've been better, but it's good to see you.
I heard about Fior. I'm so sorry. There's still a place here if you want it.
Thank you for the offer, but we have work to do.
I knew Giada's parents, Artur and Cordella. I had no idea you two were friends.
That's very kind. Incorrect, but kind. Nice job patching up the envoy, by the way. Can't find a scar on him. And believe me, I checked everywhere.
Nonsense. You'd have done even better. I just happened to be on duty. Now, did you need anything? Or is this a social visit? You know how it is. Fighting in the alleys, rumor of a plague, odd creatures skulking out of the wilderness. Someone somewhere always needs to get patched up. And when they need me, here I am. Wonderful. And how did it go? That's unusual, but strictly speaking, not unhealthy. Anything else? No holding back now. Remember, I'm your healer. No judgments. A natural reflex of having your soul tickled by a professional, but it's perfectly healthy. Your brush with the Beyond has clearly done some harm, but I can't think of a reason not to let you go heal on your own. What would I do? No one ever asks me that. I would live a full life. There's no better way to heal an injured soul. Come by any time you need to get stitched back together. You know where to find me.
I am uneasy in the presence of so many adherents. They attacked my people, and here we are, waltzing around their occupied territory as if nothing is wrong. It's never that easy. Fair warning, people might not like seeing you in the company of an animancer. But don't worry, I won't cause any trouble. I know when to keep a low profile. None taken. I like it that way. But for your sake, I'll be on my best behavior. Anyway, thanks for listening. Just wanted to get that off my chest. You know me, always ready with an answer. Settlers come to the Living Lands from every corner of Eora. Many stop in Paradise or venture as far out as Thirdborn. And why not? The city has everything they need. Stability, security, walls, everything but freedom. That is why the rest of the Living Lands is populated by the intellectuals, the adventurous, and the criminally insane. Some of us aren't willing to exchange freedom for safety. We accept the frontier as it is. Curious. Are you certain it was you who did the healing? For all we know, it was Sapadal, flinching as you rattled the bars of their cage. Remember, you are a godlike. One of the last, if you believe the rumors. We cannot predict how your physiology or your metaphysical footprint will affect the world around you. And if we cannot predict it, we cannot study it. But no, I have no idea how you did it. Let me know if you ever figure it out. Might come in handy. Let me think. Liviana says the Paradise militia have been getting into fights with the Steel Garrote. She sees a lot of black eyes and broken bones, and there's no sign of it slowing down. I heard about what happened to the Claviger. Strange, isn't it? 2 politicians leave town, only 1 returns. Not that I'm suggesting anything happened out there. Away from the city, in the wilderness. I'm afraid not. For obvious reasons, I don't have many friends in the area. Should I learn anything of interest, you'll be the first to hear about it. Well, technically the second. Don't take this the wrong way, but your friend the ambassador is an asshole. Glad to hear it. What is it about authorities? No modesty, no humility, and barely any regard for others. In more ways than one. Does that kind of power appeal to you? Would you lord over this island as the ambassador does? Your survival instincts are as keen as ever, I see. Well, I've kept you as a captive audience long enough. If there's anything else, just let me know. Not before I've done some reading. I'm glad I had the opportunity to catch up with Liviana. She's doing well for herself. My mother had many friends, but Liviana was one of the few who truly believed in her. They thought her research was dangerous. From an animancer, that's saying something. Liviana helped design the phantasmal focus. The interlocking rings were her personal touch. She didn't stay long after the accident. Maybe she took it hard. I don't know. She always does. Liviana never wanted me to become an animancer. She thought I should abandon my family's work, find another way to grieve. But the Castell does not give up that easily, no matter the cost. You have an inquisitive mind. I respect that. If you ever feel your education is missing something, I'd be happy to teach you what I know. All you have to do is ask. Thanks for talking. I don't leave Emerald Stair often enough. With everything going on, there's been no time to explore. Finally, I had a moment to myself, and look what happened. The Steel Garrote invaded the Living Lands. Sorry. I'm in a mood, if you couldn't tell. Only if you can stand the ramblings of a depressed bookworm. I used to think I had it all figured out. But the Living Lands proved me wrong in so many ways. This entire island is the prison of a mad god. How is one animancer supposed to compete with that? All we're missing is the juggling act. Maybe I'm being melodramatic, or maybe I'm not used to seeing things clearly. But what if animancy has no future in the Living Lands? What if my entire career was a mistake? Beginnings are supposed to be good. So why do I feel like shit all the time? You're a good listener as always, but I've taken enough of your time. I'll be fine, really. I'm not the first animancer to question her life choices, and I won't be the last.
A moment of your time, if you please. From one Adiran to another. I go where the Inquisitor commands, just as you go where the Emperor commands. You interfered in our plans. Take it from me, Inquisitor Ludwig isn't at all pleased. In that case, maybe it's not too late to make amends.
You lost the fight for Emerald Stair, and now you ask for peace? Don't make me laugh.
Hear me out. That's all I ask. Believe it or not, the Steel Garrote owe you an apology on behalf of Inquisitor Ludwig.
Bring us her severed head, and I'll consider it.
That temperament of yours is exactly the problem she's trying to solve. Our soldiers were poised to attack Fior Messiverno. If you had been made aware, you would not have interfered. Maybe I can convince you otherwise. You might not want to admit it, but Fior Messiverno is a settlement in decline. Weak government, chaotic farming, dangerous research. What exactly do you think you saved?
My home, which you have no right to condemn.
You've done nothing but condemn it. Shouting matches with the governor, open defiance.
I fight for my home because I cherish it, you shit-eating worm. Because I want us to survive.
Then I hope you enjoy the consequences of your actions. Fjord Messiverno's reliance on animancy and stubborn individualism has done nothing but drag the living lands down with them. Any good farmer knows when to put down an injured animal. Look, I'm only telling you this because you deserve to know Ludwig's intentions for the living lands. If Heelgard cannot maintain a grip on the living lands, then the Steel Garrote will simply take it from him. You see, the Steel Garrote answer to the Burned Queen, not your floundering empire. And we will break from Adir if that's what it takes. Because we have one thing in common. Inquisitor Ludwig sees something in you, Envoy. She wants to cultivate your potential, as she did mine. You don't want to get between her and the fate of the living land, so let this serve as a warning. Our grasp on this island is going to tighten, even if it costs us allies along the way. Acceptable losses. What you do with this information is up to you, but don't get in our way a second time. It won't end well. Feel free to prove us wrong. The Steel Garrote love a challenge. Before I let you go, a little bird sang in my ear that you're going to Shatterscarp.
You don't have to answer that.
Of course, that would have been impossible with these meddlesome rangers in the way.
You didn't.
I took the liberty of removing them. It's a shame, really. Honorable folk to the last. That's a matter of perspective. Ludwig is keeping her dark impulses in check. It could have been far, far messier. When you arrive in Shatterscarp, give this letter to Temerty. Compliments of the Inquisitor. No need to keep you any longer. Let's hope our next meeting is under more favorable circumstances. No need. She has both of hers on you. Be seeing you, Envoy. Sooner or later.
You've seen what happens when the Steel Garrote mess with Emerald Stair. I suggest you remember it.
Trust me, we will. Good luck with her, Envoy. You're going to need it.